Hello, everyone. Sergio here. Welcome to what I think it's the 18th Speakable webinar, the 10th in these 2 weeks. Today's topic, as you can see from the banner, is going to be Speakable Teacher Pro Deep Dive. So we're going to focus on our second tier product or plan. So this is going to be like a little description of all the different plans possible at Speakable. Of course, we're going to focus on Teacher Pro, but in focusing in Teacher Pro, we're going to be able to contrast it with the free plan and the one up above, which is the organization plan. So for the ones that have been with us for a while, well, like a quick description is that all features are now available for all plans, but the difference is going to be in the level of AI intervention in autograding and, let's say, the access to advanced metrics, right? So for anyone that's new, this would be a fantastic first webinar to attend because we're going to go over all of the features one by one. If you are already a Speakable user and you have the free plan, this would be a good seminar to have to see if a good webinar to attend to see if Teacher Pro is for you or if free is enough for what you need. And along the same lines, if you're already Teacher Pro but you're thinking about like getting the full package with organization, this would be also another a good way to see the contrast between them. We're going to focus on this contrast between Pro and organization towards the end. But first, since there are many users, so first-time users in this webinar, we're going to focus on the basics first. So if you are an experienced Speakable user, then the first 20 minutes are probably going to be too basic for you, since we're going to be describing like the features one by one. So I guess let's start with a little summary of what Speakable is. So I think, but if you're in this webinar, you might have a good idea of what Speakable is and what it can offer. And basically, we're a software that has like a bunch of tools, lots of tools that will help teachers in their teaching process, several moments of the teaching process. So for example, activity creation is a big one. So if you want to create, if you want a platform to create activities that your students will enjoy, to have extra practice in classroom or outside of the classroom, like as homework, then you can do this. You can set up activities for specific students so that they catch up if they are a little bit behind, or if they are overachievers, you can send them extra activities that are fun and easy to make. I'm going to focus on the creation of activities a lot during this because it's going to be like one of the big, big features. And by the way, everyone can create activities. It's not just like the content is reserved for specific plans. No, everyone can create activities. So that's going to be a big part of it. Another aspect that Speakable will allow you to do is allow your students to focus on specific skills. For example, if you want them to focus on pronunciation practice, if you want them to, if you want to use Speakable as comprehension check activities, then you can. If you want Speakable to focus on fluency, you can. Oral expression, grammar, other subjects, like science, history, geography, then you can use this. And finally, I think the other like big feature that Speakable offers is the auto grading features, right? So you assign activities, but then you have to sit at home on the weekend and listen to recordings and grading papers, right? So Speakable can do those for you, of course, taking into account that a Speakable activity can do this from the get-go. It's not like you can add the papers and Speakable will grade those. You can have everything be on Speakable, and Speakable will take care of the rest. So let's dive in, and let me start sharing my screen. I always keep, okay. So because the focus of today is going to be Teacher Pro, I'm going to be mostly speaking about Teacher Pro, but whenever I can, I'm going to be describing the like the differences between one or the other. Let me change the layout a little bit so it's bigger. Okay, cool. And let's begin with the activity creator. So when you want to create an activity, go all the way here to the top right and click create activity. There you have multiple options. You can create an activity from scratch. You can create it from with AI, or you can use the import vocab list. These options are going to be available for everyone, but for now, let's go. I'm going to start from scratch, because this is going to allow us to, take a look at each feature individually, and later I'm going to focus on the AI assistants. So the first thing is, well, all activities have a cover and title. This is a good way for your students to, distinguish between one and the other one, and it's just a nice way to keep them organized. So let's just go with Teacher Pro webinar, and I'm going to add an image, and I'm not sure what the topic should be. Let's stick to animals. I'm going to go with a rhinoceros. And so I'm going to look for the image, and I'm going to add it. I want a cute one. I like this one though. Oh, there you go. Now our activity has a cover and a title. Of course, if you're teaching something specific, then you can have the cover, make sense with the title. Now, we have three main, what we call student actions, right? Are these three student actions at the top. And at the bottom, we have other, I'm going to say support pages, like the media page and the two AI assistants or AI creators that you can use. So everyone has access to everything. Like, so all plans, free, pro, and organization, have access to the six modes. But what's going to be changing here is mostly the response card. Like, the response card is where we find the big difference. But let's begin with the ones that are available for everyone. So first, the multiple choice. So multiple choice is, of course, what it says in the tin. It is a question for which you write a multiple answers, and the students select the correct one. So I'm going to go with which animal is the biggest in this set? I'm going to go with ant, rhinoceros, cat, and finally, let's select the blue whale. Not just whale. Okay. So you can select the right answer here, and if you have multiple possible correct answers, then click on multi-select and select the ones that you want to use. Of course, this was a single select question. If you are using Speakable in the context of a classroom, then you can also click shuffle, and that way, like, the first answer would not be the first for everyone. So if you're worried about, your students copying the answers from each other's screens, then this is one way to keep that at bay. Now, you can also allow retries or disable this if you want. That's like one of the options, and assign how many points this question awards. So in general, I would say that simple questions like multiple choice or repeats deserve 1 point, but response cards, since they require more effort and they're probably more salient about telling you how your students are doing or their level, then probably those are going to be better off with a higher weight. So this is the multiple choice, quite simple. I'm going to also add media here. So you have the option of adding media to either side. I chose the left one. I'm going to add just zoo. I'm going to add zoo so that we have multiple animals. The Philadelphia Zoo, why not? This is a cool logo. So you can resize it and whatever. Any card can have like a media attached to it for it to look pretty, right? All right, so that's available for everyone. No huge, complexity in this. This is pretty much what it says in the tin. Multiple question, answer, and your students respond. So let's go to the next one over, which would be the repeat card. The repeat card is good for teaching new words, teaching pronunciation of any language, or simply new content, right? You simply write what you want your students to say. So in this case, let's still focus with animals. So the elephant is very big. Yeah. And that's my sentence. I want my students to try it. So if you see unverified here, don't worry, it will still work. It's just that the unverified label is there, like, okay, no other teacher has used this particular combination of words before. So like it hasn't been tested, but you can test it yourself. How? Simply by clicking on this lower microphone icon. So let's just do it. Let's play it.
The elephant is very big.
The elephant is very big. There you go. Now, when we go back, it's going to be verified. And there you go. However, what if you want to change the voice? Like this guy's voice is probably too serious for my younger kids. So I'm going to go here on the settings, and I'm going to go to repeat settings and change the voice for another one. Let's pick Kimberly, right? I can test the voice, all of the voices here, right? And but I can test it right straight in my activity.
The elephant is very big.
Okay, I'm going to stick to this one. So if you prefer your students to like hear your voice instead of another voice, then okay, you can record the pronunciation here. The elephant is very big. And now, instead of having I forgot who I chose, having that voice in, I can add my own, and it's going to be the elephant is very big. And now my students are going to hear this. So what I mean, if you prefer that your students hear your voice, then you can do it. If you're okay with the default voices, you can. By the way, in many languages we have many voices. So I'm using this in this webinar. I'm using English, but of course you can. There are multiple voices available for any language. Okay, so what else can you do here? You can add translations. So if you're teaching languages and I have this, for example, I know that my students speak these languages, then I can, let's say, have the translations ready for them, depending on their native language. So I set this up because these are my languages, like the languages I tend to work with. But of course, if you know that your students speak Japanese or something, then you can add those as your students' languages so that they're easy to select here. So I'm going to go ahead, and everything that I do here is going to be translated to German, right? Another thing you can do, another help you can give them for another use case is if you're teaching not necessarily like just pronunciation, but new words, new grammar, new structures, then you can also explain what they are, right? So explanations, you can add extra tips here. Like for example, you can add remember that is, let me put it in quotes, is should always go with in sing or always go in sentences with a singular subject in present tense. For example, this is probably not the best example but you can add this here, save it, and now your students. By the way, you can click on the preview button to see what your student would see, or use this like lower part to test your activities. You can go ahead and do the elephant is very big. That was my voice, and if I click on Chatty, like it's my explanation and the translation that I provided, right? So that's like the repeat card. Use cases for this. If you like, I recommend using full sentences or at least multiple words. Why do I say this? Depending on the language that you're teaching, if you write individual words, again, it's possible. Like for example, if I say just this, right? The elephant is very big. I need to create another one because I added my voice on top. So let's just do this.
Elephant.
It's still fine, like you can use the word on its own, but there are going to be some situations in which this is like the voice recognition system will not match exactly, and that's when there are many things with like homophones or heterophones will be a problem. For example, take a look at this one. How do you know that this is the past or the present, right? So they are spelled the same, but is this read or is this read? Let's see what it thinks.
Read.
What if I say the other one? Read. See, okay, it got it through context, but it hesitated a bit. So it will not be guaranteed to use all the time. So, but what if you do what if you give it the context? So this, for example, I read a book every month because this exists there. I read a book every month, then it's going to be context enough for this to work, regardless of how many homophones or heterophones it has. The same thing happens with the alphabet, for example. If you want to teach the alphabet, actually we actively say we do not recommend this. Because as you know, well, see, if you use see, what if I'm talking about the verb to see, or as in see as the ocean? So in those situations, if you do want to use Speakable for teaching the alphabet, then I recommend you give it some context. Like in the case of C is for coconut, right? And in that case, it will work. Like C is for coconut, always work. Or group the letters with other letters like A, B, C, D, E, right? And now because the other letters are there, like it will know that when you say C, it's the letter, and when you say B, it's not the animal or the verb to be, it's the letter, right? So that's, I guess, one of the, I guess, a tip to give here. Remember, this activity type, this student action, is available for everyone, free, pro, and organization. So and these will be graded automatically, just like this one. Like the students will receive their grades immediately based on their correct or incorrect answers. So and let's add media. Yeah, sure. I can add the media again here. So I'm going to add an image to the left this time, and it's going to be the alphabet. And I'm going to pick a friendly one. Oh, no, this is not the one I wanted to select, so I'm going to delete it. I'm going to go ahead and go and add an image, alphabet. And this time, which one's the one I want to use this one. Okay, so now this one's a little bit friendlier. And that's the repeat card, and that's the multiple choice. Let's focus now on where there are plenty of differences. The response card. So again, everyone has access to the response card. All plan types. But the difference is that, okay, so what is a response card? Let's start there, actually. So a response card is, you will type a question here, or you will record a question. You can do both. And the student will be able to respond to that freely. So you could have like a question like, what is your routine every day, right? Something like this. So like a question like this, and the students will go ahead and answer. Here you can tweak this, some things here in the lower part, like if you want the activity to be a spoken activity or a written one, so oral or written, and you can change the character limit for writing and the time limit for the spoken ones. Of course, this is an oral activity, but it's very short. Like I can, this is a very simple question. I may just leave it in the default that is 30 seconds, right? But if you're asking something more complex, or if you want your students to, have the time to relax and not be pressured with time, then just set it to the maximum, which is 3 minutes. And I'm going to show you what happens when I click on the microphone to test this response card. So I normally wake up at 6:30. Sometimes I ride my bike. Sometimes I don't. But when I don't, I go straight to work. I work during the morning, and then I tend to have lunch at 2 p.m. After that, I work some more, and towards the end of the day, at night and the late afternoon, I teach some lessons. I go to sleep at around 10:30, and that's my routine. So that was my answer. I could have done it in the 30 seconds. As you can see, it took me 27. And you're like, here Speakable will grade the answer for you. Now, this is where we start with the first difference between free and pro. So the free plan, they will, like, you can add the prompt, the students will be able to answer it, but they will not see the instant feedback screen. So they can see feedback, but once it goes through you, it's like the answers will be stored in the assignment. Then you can go, and I will share that, of course, and you can check the answers and give them a grade yourself. But if you have the Teacher Pro or organization, then your students will be able to see this. So this is the feedback that was provided to me. Your response clearly outlines your daily routine, mentioning specific activities and times. Although there are some minor grammar issues, they do not significantly impact the overall understanding of your routine. Keep up the good work and consider making your sentences a bit more concise for even clearer communication. The students then will be able to still hear the answer and try again if they didn't do a very good job. Now, I will show you what not a job that's not fantastic would look like as well. and the type of feedback that's provided, because this is not a cookie cutter response. This is not feedback that's given to anyone. So let me try again. I'm going to this time add mistakes so that you can see what it would look like. So I'm going to, again, forgive me for what I'm going to do, but I'm going to make many mistakes on purpose. So my routines all day is that I wake at 6:30 and I eat the breakfast. And after I eat the breakfast, I work. I work and then I uh, don't do nothing, and then I go to sleep. Okay, so I was struggling trying to think of mistakes to add there, but let me show you what it would do if the answer is not fantastic. So as you can see, it's not green anymore. It's not like the good job, but it's try again, right? So, and okay, your response provides a general overview of your daily routine, which is good. However, it could be clearer and more concise. Try to avoid repeating phrases and work on the flow of your sentences. For example, instead of saying I work, you could say I work. Just one. Additionally, the phrase I don't do nothing is confusing as it suggests you are doing something. Consider rephrasing this part. Keep practicing and you'll improve your clarity, right? So it's clearly listening to what I'm saying. This is not just any feedback. It is the feedback about my real answer, right? And for the organization plans, there's going to be another level of complexity here. I'm going to show that here later, but it will be like this individual mistakes are going to be selected and corrected in what we call the grammar insights. We're going to be able to provide an estimate of ACTFL or WIDA levels according to those standards, depending on the language that you're teaching. WIDA for English, ACTFL for word languages. And you're going to be able to refine the method of grading as well. But let me go back to this card. Something else that you can do here is you will be able to see, like the aspects that are missing here, but I'm going to show them here later. But remember, auto grading is there for you. You can click on the auto grading to refine this. So right now, only pass fail is available, but rubric-based is available for organization plans. Still, you can refine the grading here. So you can define. So okay, in my second attempt, this was a student who clearly spoke about the routine. There were many mistakes, sure. So how do I, let's say, tune Speakable so that it is more or less strict, more or less lenient, right? So for that, you go to auto grading, and this field right here, you can change it. So right now, if the student response is clear and concise and answers the teacher's prompt, and the grammar errors aren't sufficient to detract from the overall meaning of the response, if those conditions are met, then that means that the student will be provided a passing score, right? The green screen with a good job, and move on to the next one. If they don't, then they will get the other one I mentioned. But what if I want to be more lenient with grammar? Because, for example, my students are, true beginners. So I can define it. So I can say the students answer correctly correctly matches the teacher's prompt. And you can say teacher's prompt, and it is relevant. Yeah. You can also say grammar mistakes aren't an issue because the students are beginners. Yes. So you can change the wording, but the idea, like if you add the message like this, then it's going to reduce how strict it's going to be. So of course, the complexity of the prompt is going to be the main thing, right? If you ask them like, how are you? And then, of course, if they say, fine, thank you, it's fine. It's going to be a passing score, right? Because, of course, the answer to the prompt is quite simple to begin with. Now, this question that I have here is probably one of those that is a very good question for asking anyone, right? If you ask this to a beginner, they're going to be able to say very few things, but they are going to be able to answer the question with a relevant response. And if you ask this question to someone who's a higher level, like advanced learner, then they are going to go with like answer the same question, but in great detail. So, like it really depends. Like in that case, if you have a question that is, I'm going to say level ambiguous, like this one, then by all means go right ahead and change the auto grading criteria so that like it adapts to your student's level, right? So that's something you could do, and then a Speakable will grade that for you. You know, it would be like pass fail, and it will give students the feedback that they need to improve, right? You also have the possibility to simply turn this off, right? So the students will be able to answer, but no pass fail will be provided. Yeah, they will be provided with feedback, but like they will not be given like a green or yellow or orange screen saying like, hey, do it again or go to the next one. Instead, it was just going to be like free practice. That's something you can do again in any plan. Now, something that is available for this plan, let me show you. I'm going to add some media, and I'm going to add, let's use the picture of a celebrity. So, I don't know, Johnny Depp. And I'm going to add a picture of Johnny Depp. Say this one, right? And I can click on AI context. And before we were using those images like as context, but now I can use them as a core part of my prompt. So for example, if you are teaching, like in this case, descriptions like, oh, brown hair, blonde hair, beard, mustache, you know, those things are important. I can add this, click on generate AI context, and then the prompt is like, describe the person in the picture, right? And then Speakable will know what the picture is about. As you can see, if you hover your mouse over the AI context attached, it says the image features a man with tousled brown hair and neatly trimmed goatee, wearing stylish sunglasses. He's dressed in a sophisticated white suit with a black dress shirt and blah blah blah. Right? So it knows exactly what it's about. It goes super deep. Like the backdrop hints at a glamorous event with blurred figures and cameras capturing the moment, suggesting a high-profile location like a film festival or premiere. That's exactly what it is. His expression is confident and engaging, making him a focal point in the scene. Okay, so you can ask questions about what he looks like, about the setting, about like even like hidden between the lines kind of things, like, oh, in what event do you think this person is in, you know, because there is the context for it, right? So you can do this in pro and organization plans. The AI context is going to be there. So let me show you what it does. So I'm going to answer this question, but I'm going to be very wrong. So the picture shows a person with blonde, long hair, a long beard, and yellow sunglasses. Okay, so this was clearly wrong, but I mean, I just wanted to show you, like, it does know the picture. So your description does not accurately reflect the details provided in the context. It is important to make sure the characteristics you mentioned, such as hair color and facial hair, match those in the image. Try to focus on describing specific features like hair color, style, blah, blah. So it clearly knows that the person did not have yellow sunglasses or a blonde and a blonde long hair, right? So this is a feature that is available for all pro users. So feel free to experiment with it. You can also use this with video, and I can show you this. Just one thing, be careful with video, because sometimes videos will not work, and that's because of one or two reasons. For example, let's go back to animals, and I'm going to add a video about squirrels. I don't know why squirrels, I just thought of squirrels. So I'm going to add this. I think this is a good candidate to see if this will work. This is a National Geographic video, and I'm going to ask the question, what is this video about? And I'm going to click on AI context and I'm going to generate it. Now, I'm going to tell you why it could not work sometimes. Number one is, what if the video doesn't have words? If the video doesn't have words, then Speakable has nothing to work with, because Speakable doesn't watch the video, it will read the video. And if there's no transcript because there are no words, then Speakable doesn't know the video. And the other reason is, let me see if it worked. It did. How do I know? Because it shows me the context. The National Geographic video, squirrels just want to have fun, so it showcases the playful behavior of young Harris antelope squirrels in Saguaro National Park. Right? So it works. But there are some videos that have transcripts, but maybe they are owned by a company like, say, Sony Music, if you're trying to use like music as part of your class. But Sony Music might have an algorithm that blocks these transcripts from being generated. So even though the words exist, because the words to the lyrics exist, you cannot use them, right? Because of it's blocked to us. So sometimes it will happen. I have seen this happen with like very big names. That's why I wanted to test it with National Geographic, and it worked fine. But the other day I tried with BBC and it couldn't. So just when you're using video, just test it out. Make sure that the video is indeed summarized here, and that means that it will work. Now you see a summary of a video, but you can ask any question. It could be a simple, like I'm gonna say like a general comprehension question, like this one, like what is this video about? But it could be a much more specific question, like according to the video, how long do squirrels live? It could be something specific like that. So that's something you could do. Specific or general questions about specific media. All right, so now that we have mentioned this, let me just like the media section. You can also add media in a media page. So this is going to be a media page that only contains media, but no questions are related to it unless you attach them. For example, let me add another video here. Let's add another video about squirrels, but a different one, squirrels. And I'm going to add videos for cats. I'm not sure what this is about. TV for dogs. Okay, this is interesting. No, let me look for one that's more informative. 4 types of squirrels you can befriend. Okay, so I'm just going to add the video here. You can add multiple things like text and video and music and podcast and whatever, and your students will be able to use this. And then you can create a card in a different page and attach the context of that other video, of that other page. So even though there is no video directly attached to this card, you can attach a video that lives in another page. So now you can ask, what is the video about, right? Even though there's no video here. I mean, you could do this so that your students don't, have the video there, so that the answer, they don't have to think about the answer, they just have it there. This is like a way to prevent this. So, okay, this is the manual creator. So far, we have been using the manual creator here for everything, but you can also import vocab list. This will allow you to copy paste like a word list or a list of sentences, and you can create repeat cards like in bulk. You can create several at once. But if you want to give even more freedom to Speakable to create stuff for you, you can click on the plus icon and then create with AI, or on the magic wand icon here, AI Creator, and that will open Chatty. Now, Chatty is available for everyone, so Basic, Pro, and an organization. The only difference is that organization level users will have the possibility to upload files directly to Chatty. So, for example, you could upload a PDF document with your lesson plan, and then tell Chatty, hey, Chatty, I need a Speakable activity based on that file that I just sent you. So that's the only difference. But Pro and Basic will have access to Chatty, and Chatty will be able to create activities for you. The way to do it is just tell Chatty what you want. So, hi, Chatty, I need an activity about the animals for beginner Portuguese learners. Please include 5 repeat cards, 5 multiple choice cards, and 5 respond cards. Yes. Include any animals you want, and make all repeat cards full sentences. So something like this would be a good idea of a prompt. If your prompt was too vague and you didn't specify some details that that will be important for Chatty, then you can ask. Then Chatty will ask you about them. So Chatty was like, okay, this was not super clear. What type of animals do you want? But I specifically said whatever you want, Chatty. Let's see if Chatty will ask me follow-up questions. I suspect it will. This was probably a bit vague. I was very specific with the number of cards and the full sentences, but I was not super focused on the objective. Let's see. Absolutely, Sergio, and some animal emoji, animal footprints. Let's get started. I'll explain the card types we'll use. Yes, those are the ones I want. Let's confirm that. So yeah, no follow-up questions. Just, is this good? Yes or no? I'm going to say proceed. By the way, you can talk to Chatty in any language you want. So I have been using Chatty. I have talked to Chatty in German for a German class. I have talked to Chatty in Spanish for a Spanish class. That's something to do. In this case, for the sake of comprehension of this webinar, I'm doing it in English. So it will take a couple seconds and it will create the activities for me. So as you can see, it correctly did everything I told her. So animals, repeat cards, full sentences, everything in Portuguese, the exact number of cards I wanted. And it even added something that I didn't specify, which I think is cool, which is respond cards, both written and oral, right? So I like that. And I'm going to add them all, but I'm going to want to add them all with images. So far, let's take a look at the list here. We have 6 cards in total, but after I do this, it will create a total of, let's see, we have now 21. So in seconds, now we could create activities, and let's check what it did. So now, okay, show me animal, okay, there you go. So now it correctly picked up the image. It correct, like the prompt is perfect. Sorry, the prompt, no, the repeat card is perfect. What about this one? It's about cats, fantastic. About bunnies, elephants, and all of them have like an image ready to go. Now you can still edit this. For example, instead of describing your favorite animal, I may decide to use this, and add the AI context, so that now the response question is not just like a random question, but about the picture. So you can still go back and forth between the AI creator and the manual creator until you get the activity that you want, right? So this is like another thing that you can do. And remember, all plans, free, pro, and organization, have access to the AI creator. The difference will be in the type of feedback that will be provided. So for free plan, you will provide the feedback as a teacher. For pro, you can let Speakable do the auto grading for you, and in the pass-fail system. And for organization, they have access to pass-fail system as well, and in addition to the rubrics. Also, for the media pages like this one, AI context is available for both pro and organization. And when it comes to the AI creator, the upload files function is available for organization plans, but not for free or pro. So, okay, let's say we have the activity, we can publish it and send it to a classroom, right? So we can publish the activity. I'm just going to publish this time. I'm not going to assign it, because there's no one that will create the activity for me right now. That will resolve the activity for me. But I will show you other features that are, let's say, some other differences when it comes to the grading part. So when I go to classrooms and I select a classroom where I have my students, I can click on the assignment here to see what they did. So I'm going to click on this one. This is a Spanish activity I created. And as you can see, all of these students, well, it's still in, but all of these students have completed this activity, or the activity is in progress, right? So for example, let's take a look. This person already finished, clearly they received a good grade, but it's still in progress. So I can go ahead and see what the progress is. So I have some metrics here, like, okay, if it's in progress, how many points have been awarded, and if it's easy or difficult. This number, or this easy, medium, or difficult status is going to be based on how many attempts were needed to get it to 100%, right? So in this case, you can see that it took in one attempt here, but 6 attempts here. So okay, it's going to, in general, everything, like most of the cards needed 1, so it was an easy one. And okay, so this is like what will be different. So as you can see, I can click on, okay, you know that repeat cards and multiple choice cards are going to be auto-graded for all plans. Respond cards are going to be auto-graded for pro plans. As you can see, this is what it looks like. I can hear my student's answer, right? And I can see the score that was provided. So I can change it. For example, what if I don't agree with Speakable and Speakable was too generous? I can still give this a 0 out of 1. Or the opposite. What if I want to say, oh, you know what, this like Speakable was too strict, and I'm going to value this student's effort. I'm going to move it to a 1 out of 1. You can see the feedback that was provided by the AI, and you can add your own. The difference is that between the plans is that for free plans, you're going like the Speakable is not going to do the auto grading for you. It's up to you to select if it's 1 or 0, and if you're going to give them a special comment here. They will see those comments in their inbox when they log in. And another difference is that here, organization plan users are going to be able to see the grammar insights and rubrics in displayed here below the recording. So those are the differences. Another difference that you will see is, in general, in the classroom, there are more views available for free plans. You can check the grades. Well, you have to add the grades, but you can check the assignments. Sorry. For pro plans, you have access to the gradebook, which is a good way to compile everything and see at a glance what everyone has done and how, like, the health of the classroom, I guess. And but you don't have access to the specific analytics. Like if you click on analytics, this is on an organization level. Analytics are going to be like success metrics, like pronunciation or grammar or words per minute, something like those more advanced analytics per student as well. Now you can still go to the assignment and download a report of it. For example, if I go to another student, I can download the report for this student, so you can still track everything in the long run. For example, this student found it difficult, right? Because as you can see, several attempts were needed for this one. And pro plans are going to be able to access the gradebook, but not the analytics. All right, so that is like a big view of the differences between the different tiers. Now, there are other tiers in terms of the collaboration tools and integrations. For example, everyone has access to the Discover tab. The Discover tab is a place where you can see what other teachers are doing, right? So these are real teachers and creating real Speakable activities. As you can see, some of them are only respond cards. Some of them are only repeat cards. Some of these are a mix of everything. And you might, if you're new at Speakable, then you might want to check this out. As you can see, not only language is here. This is, for example, one about macromolecules. Okay, cool. So someone is using this for a science class, which I find very nice. It's so everyone has access to this, and organization users also have the possibility to filter these based on teachers on their district. So because of course we need lots of information from organization users, like like we link this up to their rostering systems and things like that. There is a possibility for them to browse what other teachers in the district are doing. That's why this is an organization feature. Something else that you can do is focus on spaces. So everyone can join a space, and a space is imagine like a Facebook group where you can share activities. So if you have a team of teachers, if you know other teachers that teach your subject in the area or just in the other side of the country or whatever, and you want to create a space where you can share activities, this is a good place. So anyone, free, pro, or org, can join a space, but only pro and org can create a space, right? So if you're a free user, want to join a space, then yeah, of course, have the owner of the space send you an invite, and that owner of the space needs to be a pro or an organization user. So These are all the features that we have, like between the different tiers or different pricing systems. I'm going to share as well with you this tab, which is our pricing guide. We are evolving all the time, so there are going to be some things that are going to be added. For example, the AI builder is one of the newest features, and it's available for everyone, but that's not listed here. Remember, the AI creator is available for everyone. You can all use. And it's here. Never mind, it has been added. Super. So the AI builder is there for everyone. And you can see like a more detailed view of what is included in the Teacher Pro and the organization plan versus the free, the basic teacher plan. And that would be it for today. I'm not sure if you have any questions for me today, any doubts, and any experiences that you may have had. Also, if you are a free user but you'd like to upgrade, let me know if I can help you with the process. Also, if you are already a pro user but you'd like to focus on, say, on an organization plan and not to have all the rubrics and all the extra features, then let us know. We can create a pilot for you. We can get in contact and see how many teachers will need it, how many students do you have, because the pricing for organization plans really depends on the amount of students. So that's like basically the difference. Oh, we have a comment here from Kathleen. Yes, I do not. I need to start stepping in and give it a shot. Yes, Kathleen, and you are an organization user, so you're going to have access to everything. And on Tuesday, we're going to go super in depth with all the features. Although you have attended several webinars like this, you're going to be the expert. I'm going to let you present Speakable in that meeting, because you're an expert by now. You're going to teach me how to use Speakable on Tuesday. So let me know if you have any questions. But for Kathleen, yes, I'm going to have you present. I'm going to have you present on Tuesday. So thank you everyone for your attendance today. My dog says hi. Sorry about that. And I hope you have a great rest of the day. Remember, if you have any questions, if you're curious about joining a pilot, let us know. Speakable.io is our website. And if you missed one of the previous webinars, we're going to all of them are uploaded to YouTube, and as soon as this one is finished, it's going to stay in our channel. And stay tuned, because later today or over the weekend, we're going to be announcing what other webinars we're going to be teaching in the following week. Because back to school, make sure that everyone's ready to go. We're doubling down on the webinars the entire month, and October as well. So we're going to be repeating some of the greatest hits, the ones that have been requested the most, like comprehension and fluency, as well as creativity, which is the one I did yesterday. So, and ACTFL and Weed Up, those are going to be probably the topics for next week. Anyway, that's all I have for you today. I see no more questions. So have a good weekend, and see you next week as well for more webinars. Have a good one.